YBN Nahmir, aka Nick Simmons, aka Mr. Bounce Out With That Fofo. Nahmir is an American rapper from Birmingham, Alabama. He is best known for his single, Rubbin' Off the Paint. The song was uploaded to World Star Hip Hop's YouTube channel in September of 2017 and quickly went viral, hitting its peak at number 46 on the Billboard Hot 100. Nahmir's music career began in 2013 when he would play GTA 5 and freestyle in Xbox Live parties.
Listen, look, what's your name, Nahmir? Listen. Nah, bro, listen.
He recorded his first song using the Rock Band video game. YBN stands for
It's like Young Boss Niggas,
which is a collective of fellow artists that YBN Nahmir works with, such as YBN Chord and YBN Almighty J. I'm not quite sure what the thinking is behind leading each of their group members' names with YBN, but it seems like a smart marketing move to brand everyone within their collective with the YBN tag, so that if one of them does something to garner a lot of attention, the rest of the group members immediately benefit from the name recognition. Despite being from the South, YBN Nahmir's rap style, flow, and slang is more reminiscent of West Coast Bay Area rappers like E40. In April of 2018, YBN Nahmir signed with Atlantic Records, and he was included in 2018's XXL Freshman. I think YBN Nahmir is dope. I like what he's doing, and I find his music to be very enjoyable. With all that being said, let's get into the cook-up. First things first, let's crank up that tempo. I noticed that in quite a few YBN Nahmir songs, he has a synth lead. Sort of like Dr. Dre's infamous West Coast synth lead, but in a lower octave, and it sounds a bit more flute-like. I'm going to try to create my own mono synth lead in Omnisphere. I've already sent this instance of Omnisphere to a mixer channel with an EQ cutting the lows and the highs, and a generous helping of reverb. I'm going to use a hybrid sine and triangle waveform. I could probably make a decent lead with just a simple sine wave, but I want the triangle in there as well, for the added edge and spiciness. I'll speed up the footage here. It's gonna take me a while to get the effects the way I want them. Next, we have to build a chord progression. I'm working in the scale of D minor. I'm going to speed this footage up because it will take me a while to get it sounding right. Okay, the chord progression I came up with is 1, 1, 1, 4, 5, and it sounds like this. Next, I added a clap. Then I laid down some hats. I made this kick pattern. I laid down an open hat. I made this 808 pattern. And now it's time for that lead we made earlier. Here's the melody I came up with. Alright, now it's time to write some lyrics. YBN Nahmir's lyrics focus on 1. Guns. 2. Sexual relations with other people's girlfriends. 3. Ad-libs, most notably 4. References to Valley. Valley is a friend of Nahmir's that passed away due to a heart attack in 2015. Alright, let's get into the vocals. People always ask me about my vocal presets. Firstly, I record my vocals by using Acoustica Mixcraft, and I use this Isotope Nectar preset I made. I have a gate, an EQ, a compressor, a de-esser, and a limiter. Then I mix down my vocals and import them into FL Studio. From here, it's essentially the same layout as my vocal mixing tutorial from a few months ago. I send my main vocals to a mixer track, I cut the lows with an EQ, and I also do some subtractive EQing where I hear frequencies that I don't want to include, and additive EQ where I hear frequencies that I like. Then I add some saturation. I tend to use Isotope's Exciter for this. Then I unlink the main mixer track from the master channel and route it to 3 different channels, one with a delay, one with reverb, and a blank. I add the same effects to each channel in the same order, but only activate one of them at a time. This is because you can create a lag by putting different effects on each channel, and I want them all to sync up perfectly. I then unroute all of these effects channels from the master channel, and I link them to a final bus channel where I add a small bit of compression to glue everything together, a limiter with a ceiling at -4 decibels, and a de-esser to curb some of that harshness from the saturation we added earlier. On the ad-libs, I cut all the way to the low mids, and I boost the high mids. I add a bit of compression, and then I cap it off with a bit of reverb. On the dubs, I cut the lows with an EQ. I add a limiter with a ceiling of -6 decibels. I widen the stereo image with the ozone imager, and I add a tiny bit of reverb. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let me just say that I'm not attempting to do an impression of YBN Nahmir. I'm just trying to copy his flow patterns and subject matter. Let's see what we've come up with. Catch you lacking while I'm grabbing on this fofo. Dump a fucking headshot like a photo. With the click rolling deep, never solo. Fuck your bitch, then I pass her to my bro. Talking shit on Lil Valley and you catch a fade. Bunch of internet thugs, y'all are hella gay. I've been smoking on it strong, getting zooted up. Never catch me lacking, bitch, because I keep it tucked.